Okay, so today's stick is something of a mystery. When I bought a 20 stick pack of these because on sale, inexpensive, and I've been wanting to try more budget priced cigars. And these came in a 20 pack. There was no manufacturer listed, although it was listed as Dominican wrappers and Honduran filler. But the only thing, but there's the wrapper, and this is of the type you can see right there that you pull off the cellophane and the wrapper together. All it says is number 49 sweet. These were listed as factory seconds, but no, well, not factory seconds. It wasn't that. What was it? Wasn't rejects. It was something else. But basically, these were, supposedly blemished in some way. So that, the final inspection, somebody looked at it and said, no, these aren't going to put. So it's a big mystery as to what exactly is in here. All we really know is what it said on the paper, and also that it's a sweet. It said that these were 5.5 by 49 ring. 49 ring? That seems a little. So I guess you could call it a Robusto. It's a, what's one ring size? But there it is. There's our nice brown wrapper. I'm not quite sure. This shows that they don't really use a cap. They just sort of twist it on there and then put it over. I don't know. And there's the foot. And the wrapper overall, it's a nice even color. There's a little darkness here and there. I guess these are seconds because, the wrapper really is of a secondary quality. It's got some pretty woody veins in it. Although this one actually doesn't look all that bad. And there's even a moderate amount of toothiness there. That's not bad. Smells mild. It, doesn't have the firmness that a higher priced cigar would have. I can feel there's squishiness there's a hard, it seems like almost a hard knot right there, but it's basically squishy all along here. It's not about as much as like you would do with your finger. It's solid, it's well constructed, but it doesn't have that tightness that a more premium cigar would have. But I mean, overall, it looks pretty good. Oh, yep. Definitely a sweetness, but not an overpowering sweetness. It's just like, it's there. You can taste it. All right, so let's give this thing a cut. And I think we will use a guillotine cutter for this. How's that look? I don't know. Looks kind of like a raggedy cut, but it looks like there's a big enough space in there. All right, let's give it a. Let's try cold draw. Right? Mild. Yeah, very mild. Although, I don't know if it's just the sweetness, but I'm getting a pretty strong note of vanilla. Yep. And maybe, no, vanilla, yeah. All right, let's give it a toast. I'm recording this on December 25th. I just spent last night up on the Appalachian Trail, just outside a town in Pennsylvania called Blue Ridge Summit. This is the Michoud State Forest. Yeah. There's that hint of vanilla again, that note. Definitely vanilla. Very pleasant flavor, very mild. In fact, that vanilla flavor, that vanilla note is pretty much the dominant flavor. I'm pretty sure these are not flavored cigars, but man, I am getting vanilla quite a bit. Nice draw. Seems to be burning well. Yeah, last night it was a very pleasant night. We got a little mist of rain last night, and then a little more very early this morning. But I arose at a leisurely time and got my stuff together. And this is the first time I've been up on the trail. First time I've been backpacking, camping outdoors, being outside overnight in several years. I can't remember. When was the last time? Yeah, I think it was the last time was the time my buddy, the car camper, and I stayed not far from here. And this guy came out here from the West Coast and told me all these stories of all the backpacking and camping adventures he did while out there on the West Coast. And so he comes back here, and I said, all right, well, let's go backpacking this weekend. I know a great place we can go. So, okay, fine. We decided to take his truck because it's bigger and more comfortable. So I got all my gear packed in my backpack. Throw that in the back of his truck. We drive up there. We get up there. I put my pack on. I start walking up the trail, and he's shouting, "Hey, wait! Where are you going?" I said, "What are you doing?" And he's got not only his pack, but 3 large tote bags and a big box full of stuff. What is all this? Well, this is I want to do that. No, dude, this is not that kind of camping. He wanted to bring up this Coleman stove, a 4 burners, yeah, a large Coleman stove. We've got a campfire. That's what we cook on. And then And we were staying in a shelter. And he brings an inflatable air mattress to sleep on, which is ridiculous to begin with, but also neglected to bring the small battery-powered pump to inflate it. Tried inflating it by breath, and he got about halfway and decided to give up. And so he slept with his sleeping bag directly on the floor of the shelter. So he froze all night. He wasn't prepared for cold weather camping. Just unbelievable. But as you can see, it's bright and sunny now. And it's supposed to get very warm, even up into the 50s today. I'm thinking of staying another night here. However, it is supposed to rain tomorrow. It all depends on when the rain is supposed to come in. If it's going to come in early in the morning, I may go home tonight. If it's going to come in later in the day, and as long as in the morning I've got time to break camp and pack up everything and get out before the rain hits, I would like to stay another day. Yeah, this is enjoyable. Let's see what the pack figured. What was it? Yeah, around $1.50 a stick. So actually even lower price than factory seconds. Drew Estates factory seconds. So quite good. What I've always liked about factory seconds and about things like this is that it's a decent smoke. It's a good smoke, while at the same time it's something that if you have to cut your smoke short, and like say if I had to, something came up and I immediately have to go do something, and I couldn't get back to my cigar and I had to throw this away, well, that's not a big sacrifice. I'm not losing an awful lot. Now, if this were an acid or a tobacco or an Oliva, man, I would really hate to be throwing something like this away. And I've noticed that with premium cigars, if you let them go out and sit then for too long and then try to light them, like say anything over, an hour later, anything close to that, the flavor is just ruined. It's just bitter. I think the heat dries them out and then destroys the flavor profile, and all you get is just this bitterness of. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. Is that a well-known phenomenon among in the cigar world, among cigar smokers? Now, usually, I can relight a cigar 15-20 minutes after it goes out. Like, say, I'm smoking a cigar that have to stop in at the store. Takes a few minutes in there, go in, come out, uh, relight the cigar. It's usually still flavorful, but yeah, you let them go, especially the premium ones. You let them go for too long, and then they lose the flavor somehow. Well, enjoy that smoke.